So when you think of our brief time together here, don't cry for me, Argentina.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest Kronk moments.
What does that have to do with me?
No. He's got a point.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense. What are the odds that trapdoor leading me out here?
For this list, we'll be looking at all the best Kronk scenes and quotes from the entire Emperor's New Groove franchise. What's your favorite Kronk quote? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. When he defied the laws of time and space, the Emperor's New Groove. As Pacha and Kuzco race back to the palace to find the potion that will return the Emperor to human form, Pacha's family is happy to do their part in delaying Yzma and Kronk.
What do you mean the door is stuck? Try jiggling the handle.
There is no handle in here.
There's not? Are you sure?
Somehow though, Kronk manages to get Yzma back even before Kuzco and Pacha arrive. This makes no sense, as Pacha and Kuzco clearly had a huge head start, and even the characters are at a loss.
How did you get back here before us?
How did we, Kronk?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Of course, Kronk has no answer, and we just have to assume he has some kind of superhuman speed or other ability. In a movie filled with hilarious fourth wall breaks, this one is so in character for Kronk. Even though he has no idea how he did so, he accomplished his mission, and that's all that matters.
Feel the power.
Oh, I could feel it.
Number 9. His Mission Impossible moment, the Emperor's New Groove. After being told by Yzma to dispose of the Emperor turned Llama Kuzco, Kronk takes his task very seriously and tries to go completely undetected. Unfortunately, being sneaky is not one of Kronk's strong suits, partly because he's big and easily seen, but also because he's humming his own spy theme the entire time he's sneaking around.
Oh, he's doing his own theme music?
He's totally living in his own world in this moment, and it will never not be funny watching him sneak around people who can clearly see and hear him.
Big, dumb, and tone deaf. I am so glad I was unconscious for all of this.
His goofiness in this scene also makes it obvious he's way too much of a lovable and kind person to actually go through with Yzma's plan, no matter how dedicated he was to his job.
Hope that doesn't come back to haunt me.
Number 8. When he conversed with a squirrel, the Emperor's New Groove. While searching for Kuzco in the jungle, Yzma is shocked to learn Kronk can understand and even converse with a squirrel they come across on their journey, thanks to his past hobbies.
I was a junior chipmunk. I had to be versed in all the woodland creatures.
While at first this annoys her, she quickly changes her tune once she realizes Kronk's unique skill can help lead them to Kuzco.
Talking llama? Do tell.
He doesn't really want to talk to you.
Well, then you ask him.
Hate being in the middle.
Kronk's connection to this little woodland creature almost reminds us of a typical Disney princess, which in some ways is pretty fitting for his character. Kronk later goes on to pass his squirrel knowledge to a new generation of scouts at the end of the movie, with even Yzma participating, albeit grudgingly.
My acorn is missing.
Squeak, squeakin', squeak, squeakity.
Did you eat the acorn?
Squeaker, squeak, squeak, squeakin'.
You owe me a new acorn.
Squeak, 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 squeakers.
Squeaking.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Number 7. When he finally realized Yzma's wickedness, the Emperor's New Groove. While Kronk was bringing the imaginary angel and devil on his shoulders up to speed on previous events of the movie, Yzma was growing more and more annoyed watching her assistant talking to himself. She starts insulting him, but nothing really seems to hurt him until she lands a particularly personal blow.
And do you want to know something else? I've never liked your spinach puffs. Never!
It's so ridiculously funny that after everything Kronk has seen Yzma do and scheme about with her evil plans, Kronk never really questioned following her orders until this moment.
That's it. She's going down.
Of course we knew Kronk's spinach puffs mean a lot to him, but who could have imagined they'd be the reason he finally opened his eyes to Yzma's evil nature?
Now, remember guys, from above, the wicked shall receive their just reward. That'll work.
Number 6. When the devil on his shoulder showed off his skills, the Emperor's New Groove. Speaking of Kronk's tiny imaginary friends, watching these two bicker while helping Kronk make moral decisions is always hilarious.
Oh, come off it. You come off it. You Infinity.
It's a running joke that never gets old, but their best appearance has to be their first one, when Kronk decides whether or not to save an unconscious Kuzco. His shoulder devil's argument is that it would be much cooler to do the morally wrong thing, and he demonstrates his superiority with an impressive one-handed handstand. This doesn't win over Kronk, but somehow does impress the angel.
What does that have to do with anything?
No. He's got a point.
It's a scene that so perfectly introduces a hilarious concept and gives the audience a better understanding of the inner workings of Kronk's mind, which is apparently a lot more complicated than one might expect.
You're sort of confusing me, so, be gone. However I get rid of you guys.
That'll work.
Number 5. When he could only think of food, the Emperor's New Groove. The first fatal flaw in Yzma's evil plan to get rid of Kuzco was definitely deciding to put it into action over dinner.
A few drops in his drink, then I'll propose a toast, and he will be dead before dessert.
Which is a real shame, because it's gonna be delicious.
Kronk is very passionate about food, and trying to get him to focus on anything but the meal he's prepared is asking way too much of him, especially when he's trying to save his signature dish.
Is something burning?
My spinach puffs!
Kronk misinterprets Yzma's hints to hit Kuzco as a request for more broccoli, and even insists on putting the plan on hold just long enough for post-dinner treats.
How about dessert?
Well, I suppose there's time for dessert.
And coffee.
All right, a quick cup of coffee. Then take him out of town and finish the job.
This is one of the scenes that makes audiences fall in love with Kronk's character, a well-meaning foodie who, more than anything, wants to be a good host. Number 4. When he found his calling, the Emperor's New Groove. Without realizing it, Kronk and Yzma arrive at the same jungle diner as Kuzco and Pacha, and a hilariously chaotic scene quickly ensues. While Pacha tries to get Kuzco to safety, the Llama Emperor's arguments with the chef push the man to the breaking point, and Kronk somehow finds himself stepping into the role as orders keep coming in.
Oh, wait a second, please don't go.
4 combos, extra bacon on the side, 2
No.
chili cheese samplers, a basket of liver and onion rings, a catch of the day, and a steak cut in the shape of a trout. You got all that, honey?
3 liquors wearing pants, plate of hot air, basket of grandma's breakfast, and change the bowl to a gill. Got it.
Kronk's food-loving background allows him to instantly get into the rhythm of the role, and everything seems to click, like he's found what he was really meant to do.
Pick up.
Kronk, what are you doing?
Kinda busy here.
Why am I not surprised?
Your order's up.
That's why it's so fitting that by the sequel, he's become a chef at the same diner, and we finally get to see Kronk following his dreams like he's always deserved.
Yeah, it was shaping up to be another perfect day. The orders were flying, the joint was jumping, grease was popping, and everybody knew my name.
Number 3. When he made bread with Miss Birdwell, Kronk's New Groove. While working as a counselor at Camp Chipamunk, Kronk meets and falls in love with fellow counselor Miss Birdwell.
How did we go wrong?
I just became so competitive.
Yes, but I'm even more competitive than you.
You mean like that?
The pair bond while baking raisin bread together and grooving to disco music. And it's easy to see why Kronk and Miss Birdwell are soulmates. They're both passionate about food and scouting, and make surprisingly good dance partners together. The scene feels like an absurdly fun music video and contains short clips of the pair falling in love while reenacting classic movie scenes from Lady and the Tramp, Titanic, and more. It's heartwarming to see Kronk find that perfect someone, and to some, Kronk and Birdwell are the ultimate relationship goals.
I think this has been the best night of my whole life.
Me too.
Number 2. When he clarified the plan, the Emperor's New Groove. Yzma, understandably concerned that Kronk is too preoccupied with dinner, checks to make sure he has everything prepared to execute her plan. It takes a second for Kronk to remember, but then he reassures her that everything is ready in the most hilarious way possible.
Oh, right. The poison for Kuzco. The poison chosen specially to kill Kuzco. Kuzco's poison. That poison?
Yes, that poison.
Got you covered.
Kronk has never been one for subtlety, but in this moment especially, you can see Yzma regretting ever hiring him in the first place.
I know. It's called a cruel irony, like my dependence on you.
This quote is one of the funniest and most memorable lines in the movie, and it was so well received it became a running joke in the sequel. But
Birdwell's raisins, property of Birdwell. Do not touch except for Birdwell.
Huh, I think I would have seen that.
Outside of the movies, the line has become a pretty popular meme with tons of possibilities to fit any situation. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. When he had surprisingly sophisticated taste, the Emperor's New Groove.
That's it, Kronk. Break the door down.
Break it down. What are you kidding me? This is hand-carved mahogany.
When he took the time to think twice, the Emperor's New Groove.
It's the peasant who I saw leaving the city who disappeared into the crowd with Cusco in the back of his cart. He must have taken him back to his village, so if we find the village, we find him, and if we find him, we find Cusco. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
When he just wanted to jump rope, the Emperor's New Groove.
He's hiding something. When I give the word, we search the house.
Okay, but I still have 94 monkeys to go.
When he became Officer Kronk, the Emperor's New School.
Rules are rules. Well, that's one for me.
Kronk, you're still standing on it.
That's two. I'm still standing on it. That's three.
His first introduction, the Emperor's New Groove.
This year's model is called Kronk.
Yeah, I got that there, Isma.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. When he pulled the wrong lever, the Emperor's New Groove. Yzma is definitely one with a flair for the dramatic, which is easily seen in her over-the-top entrance to her secret lab. She assigned the role of pulling the entrance lever to Kronk, which of course led to this unforgettable moment.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Much to the amusement of audiences, this quickly became a running gag in the sequel and series that followed.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Wrong lever.
You know, you really should label these things.
It's such a funny concept that, unlike the characters of the film, we'll never question Yzma's design decisions.
Okay, why does she even have that lever?
Regardless of how many times this joke has been done, it's always reliably funny, and has totally changed the way fans of this movie look at levers forever.
Pull the lever.
This lever?
I worked out the bugs.
Just checking.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.